Right, good evening, guys. What's happening? I hope everybody's well. Reeling possibly after the England game. But following from that, we've had a decent announcement that's come out today. Josh Warrington's going to headline at Headingly, funnily enough, September the 4th. And on that card, it's been announced as well that the Cinderella man, Maxi Hughes, is going to be returning on a massive stage. Maxi, how are you feeling?
Excited, happy and excited.
Obviously, this is another boat for you that just keeps going and going and going. You know, we're at this story now. I think this is another fight on the trot that I think people are looking at and thinking, again, it's a tough fight, and you're certainly not an individual that's known from shying away from these.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people have said, oh, you know, it's a good Indian summer Max is having, and it's more than that. It's not just an Indian summer. I am this good. You know, it took a while for me to break out. You know, I've always been around, floating around that good domestic level. I mean, just look at the quality of lads that I've lost to. All of them at some point have been British champion, European champion, or challenged for world titles, and I've not been hammered by them. So I've been at this level, and I'm just getting, you know, I'm coming into my own now. So I'm going to prove it's just not an Indian summer. It's no fluke. I am actually this good. So it's looking forward to like just showing that once again. You know, like I say, the story continues, and I've got some real momentum, confidence as I performing well. So everything's just going right, you know, and I'm going to keep that momentum going and keep that ball rolling, and yeah, get another win on 4th September.
Why do you think you're in this current state of victory after victory after victory? You know, and you continue to prove people wrong. And is that an element more actually that you believe in yourself, what you're doing, or actually you just feel like you're coming naturally into your own?
Yeah, I think naturally it's a bit of a mix of everything. I think maybe coming into my physical prime, my peak, the self-belief, the momentum, it all sort of rolls into one. And you know, I've been grafting and chipping away, and my resilience has been there over years. And you know, if you keep pushing and keep trying hard, and if you want, like that saying, you want something bad enough, keep going and keep going, you'll eventually get it. You know, and maybe that's what I'm doing now. I've been grafting. This is my 11th year as a professional. So, you know, I've grafted, and my desires not changed. So, you know, eventually something has to come my way, and you know, it's coming in the form of my results and the opportunities I'm getting and the fights. You know, I'm earning them. I'm earning these opportunities and these chances, and I'm taking them with both hands and delivering goods. So, you know, eventually when you're trying hard enough and you're dedicating yourself to something that you want so much, eventually you will get it. And I think, you know, it's a mix of everything that it all comes down to. But yeah, it's so, you know, I believe I'm deserving of what I'm getting. So yeah, I'll just keep grafting and keep reaching for the stars, as S Club 7 said.
I also think it's quite indicative as well of what you've said there. And I think the key point would be is consistent. You know, you've been consistent with your performances, but also you fought consistently over a period of time. I think we've spoke previously, you know, on an average, you're still fighting every 4 to 5 months, you know, and that's been consistent since 2020. We're at this point now, actually, where you've got a massive opportunity in front of you. But again, it's a man that comes in with I suppose, a record of being a formidable puncher. I think possibly there was an element of where us, as the British boxing fans, overlooked him when he come over. James Tennyson, another formidable puncher, and Giovanni Straffon managed to stop him in quite remarkable fashion. Do you think there's much that personally you, as somebody who's going to come up to face him next, can take much from that, or do you think there's more to his arsenal than just a puncher's craft?
I've not done loads of study, and obviously it's clear that he can punch. So firstly, it's like, well, I know not to stand and trade with him. But yeah, I'll look more into it. I'll let Sean do his research on him. But yeah, you know, obviously he's at a good level. He's won the IBO world title, so you know, I'm not one for certainly overlooking, thinking, oh, it's just a puncher, I just need to stay out his way. I'll be fully preparing and, and expecting the best, the best version of him. So, as I always do with my opponents, never overlook them, always prepare for the best version of them, if not even better, prepare for a superstar, raise my levels to make sure that come fight night, there's no surprises. I've not overlooked and, cut no corners, anything like that. So I'll just be making sure that everything's done, leave no stone unturned.
And I think that's right. I think obviously it's visible to the eye. Everybody can see that he's a puncher. Clearly, he's an individual that likes to stand and trade. And I think you've just noted there, actually, in terms of being cautious, how you stand and fight with him. And again, it's going to be something, I suppose, that Sean, you guys will go back to the drawing board, look at, and use your ring craft as what we've seen, last time out against Paul Highland Jr. Fantastic display. Okay, again, we could arguably say this is step another level. But I think from somebody from the outside actually looking in, this fight is made for you. This path has been made for you. We've had these conversations so many times, and now you're on the verge of fighting for a world title. What would it mean for you, as you say, and you go on to these 11 years of grafting and chipping away, for you to be victorious on September the 4th?
I mean, I never, I was having this conversation with Josh a few weeks ago. When I set out as a pro 11 years ago, I never even thought about fighting for world titles and stuff. I used to put world champions and fighting for them up on this massive pedestal that I thought, that's the elite of the elite. And believing that you needed that amateur pedigree, which are a decent amateur, but I didn't win ABAs. I did all right in ABAs. I want a GB star up like that. So I thought, that's not in my grasp. But then sort of set my sights on British title, thinking, that's where I'm going to aim. But over years, you learn and you become wiser, you get more experienced, and so it'll mean a hell of a lot, to say I never thought I would, and it is still a small handful of people who do get to that world level and fight for your world titles. And I've dedicated myself long enough, so it means everything. It means all my years of grafting and chipping away at boxing and just, sticking with it, being resilient, are going to pay off. So it means a hell of a lot. And, you start looking at these fights and winning these fights, you get them financial rewards, which is always nice, which is not what I set out to do in boxing. I didn't go in boxing thinking, I'm doing it because I want to make money from it. Because, over all years, I've had a few decent paydays, but when you think about all your traveling and all that, it's not massive money, but, winning these next couple of fights now, as long as I keep winning, there will be some financial rewards. So it'll mean my life can just be a bit easier for me and my family. And, and that's nice. That's a nice pat on back to say, is a reward for your grafting, your sacrifice, not to mention you going in there to fight other people who are highly trained and it's dangerous. So, that's it's going to be nice, and it'll mean a lot winning and getting those financial rewards. So, that's means a hell of a lot to me. I never thought setting out, that classic cliche, pinch yourself, I'm fighting for a version of a world title. So, it means a hell of a lot to me and my family.
You're definitely in that category, I think, that we're talking about at the moment, where the reward outweighs the risk currently of where we are for Maxi Hughes. Do you think there's an element of going into this that I think it'd possibly be fair to say that this is potentially the biggest fight of your career so far? This is the biggest fight of your life. Is there a danger of putting too much pressure on yourself?
No, I'm not putting no pressure on myself at all. And I never thought I'd get to this position. So I'm just going to enjoy it. I am literally going to be living the dream. I'll be off work, so I'll be training as a full-time pro. I grew up not grew up, but in the the stages in my amateur career as a teen, absolutely loving watching the episodes of HBO's 24/7. How brilliant they were. And, that's where I am right now. Not on that elite scale, but I'm full-time professional. I'm going to be giving it all. I'm going to be fighting in a big, dangerous fight. So yeah, I'm just got to enjoy it. Not putting no pressure on myself. No, I've earned my right to be in here and be in this fight. So I'm just gonna enjoy it. Don't wish it away and just enjoy every day and make the most of every day. And I think that's what's brought me success in this latter part of my career. Is no pressure, just enjoy it, enjoy the ride, make the most of every day. The old cringy saying, "Don't count the days, make the days count." It's all what I've been doing. So yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It is like you say, like people saying it's the Cinderella, the Rocky story. I love it.
There's so many comparisons I think that people have drawn on, and I would probably go on record and as saying as a fair statement, I would be struggle to find, obviously, anybody other than in Giovanni Straffon's camp. No one, anybody that would want you to lose. There's sometimes that element in British boxing fans and fights where potentially we go against some of our own, but there's not an element of where I see that people say going against Maxi Hughes. Everybody speaks about your credibility, your courage, and all of that comes in. And it's a complete package to come on, and everybody's really hopping on with this story in front of 20,000 fans. You've gone from fighting in front of no fans for a period of time to now going back on this massive stage where I would imagine for this potential fight, the majority of bums are going to be on seats. Is that an element of soaking it up, or is it just going to be head down, tunnel vision, get back to what I know?
It's going to be nice to have the fans. Obviously, they're going to be my fans. We're in God's home county of Yorkshire, where God Himself lives. So, having all my lot there, all the Leeds lot there, and Straffon being from Mexico, so it's it's going to be a bit hostile for Mexicans, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it, and obviously come fight night, be laser focus on just making sure, just get the win. No matter how how's the words, by any means necessary. If it's a 12-round boxing, whatever it is, as long as I get the win, that's the most important thing. Come hook or by crook, just get that win, and then I'll really enjoy the moment. Having my hand raised, having that belt put around me, and having my fans and my friends and family there to witness it and to celebrate it and just all around enjoy it.
If we could get your final words for this fight, and I think that smile is going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger come fight week. If there's a dream scenario of how this fight goes and how you could pick a particular way, obviously you're going to choose victory, but if there's a particular way that you could do it, and I imagine with your family and everybody else around, what would be that ideal dream moment for you?
We'll just belt him in first round and then knees buckle, he goes down, referee steps in, and my hands raised, knowing after round one it's just job done, game over. That's the ideal. That's the dream scenario. But as long as I win, I know I'm fully prepared and fully aware what's in front of me. I might have come through some tough moments in fight, but as long as I come through it and get my hand raised at the end of it, then that's the dream. Just get my hand raised, get the job done, and become IBO champion.
And to see your name up there in the lights with everybody else. And then I think potentially from there afterwards, the story hopefully continues. Where do we go to next?
Yeah, well, winning this is my ticket to America. That's what I'd love. Get that fight with Devin Haney. And then start calling Floyd Mayweather out, see what Floyd wants. If he wants a bit of this smoke.
And that would be, I imagine, after that, with that pay ticket disappearing off into the sunset, would it, mate? No longer working.
Yeah, maybe hopefully that way I can lay Jake Paul out, something like that.
Listen, I wish you every bit of success, buddy. As I've said, I'm going to be there in some capacity, and it's going to be a fantastic night to see. So long may the road to success continue. And as always, you've been an absolute pleasure this evening. Guys, please jump on board and give this man his support. September the 4th is going to be an absolute fantastic show. Josh Warrington, Katie Taylor, Maxi Hughes. There's other loads of local talent that's coming out from Yorkshire and Leeds. Get behind the boys and let's make sure we get this done. I'm Brett. It's Bad Intentions Boxing. Let's go.